What's up, guys? Thanks for having me here. I lead off with this. You guys think Paul Revere on that night, on that ride, you think 40 minutes in, his horse was like, can you shut up? You know? But he's a horse, so he's like, do you guys think do you think when God gets scared, he's like, oh my knee? And then Jesus walks in, he's like, oh my dad. I'm gonna let that one simmer for 18 minutes. I don't know. I'll tell you something personal about myself. I have a dad that is old. My dad is 83 years old. Yeah, thank you. Wow. There's usually one person that's thank you. There's one person in the crowd that's like 83. He's like, fuck this guy. I hate this guy. Old. He's calling me old. No, dude, having a dad that's that age sucks. You know, sucks a lot, dude. You know, because like all of a sudden it's like you're in charge. Like I'm my father's dad. Like I went into I went to like a liquor store with him, and as soon as you went, whoa. Interesting little crowd work, guys. I'm killing it on that one. I don't know. As soon as I walked into the liquor store, everyone in the store stopped. They like saw him wobbling like along, and they're like, "Are you gonna be in charge of that liability over there?" You know, my dad put a little drink on the counter, and the cashier looked at me for like approval. He's like, "Is he allowed to be having peppermint schnapps?" You know. He's in a nursing home, cool. I don't know. I mean, whenever I visit him, I like it. Like, when I'm there, I'm usually the hottest one. You know? It's nice to be like the most desired thing in a building. Some lady's like, oh, he's cute. I'm like, you're goddamn right, Ethel. I'm gorgeous. I'll say something else. I'm a big fan of ice cream. I like Klondike bars. Klondike bars are the shit. Because they had this slogan. They were like, "What would you do for a Klondike bar?" You know. I was like, if it comes down to it, I'll just purchase one. I don't care. I'm crazy. I'll go in there and I will pay for it. You know. I'll say something else about myself. I wrestle. And I'm not in high school. You know, I'm an assistant wrestling coach for a high school team. You know, which was not my first choice. You know, I wrestled in high school, but then I got older and I realized that there like aren't places where you could just like go and wrestle. Like there's no pickup wrestling. You can't just show up at a court and start grabbing people. You know, some guy's like, you want next game? I'm like, I would love next game. He's like, basketball? I'm like, no, I want your leg. You know? But I like it. I like beating up 14-year-olds. You know? I wasn't very good at wrestling in high school. But now, I'm nasty, guys. You know? They never see it coming. I'll hit these kids with a single leg move. Every single time they're like, Coach, how did you get into my house at 3 in the morning? I'm like, Coach, you're asking the wrong questions. You gotta be working on your technique, man. I'll say one other thing and I'll make it the end. I had a friend ask me if I had ever told my mom to go fuck herself. I said, no, I've never told my mom to go fuck herself, but I've told her that I was fed up with her antics. Which is equivalent when she's Spanish, you know? Don't ever tell an angry Spanish woman that you're getting tired of her shenanigans, or that your patience grows weary in the presence of her debauchery. All right, I ended strong, I think. All right, take it easy, have a good night, all right?